All right. I think we're recording this time, Austin. Finally.
At long last.
Sounds good to me.
Do you want to introduce our guest? This is his first time on the podcast.
First time on the podcast. We have
Sup?
Rhone Thomas here.
Rhone Thomas.
Yeah.
Little backstory on Rhone real quick. This is our third time trying to film with Rhone. The two previous times were completely my fault, but that's because our audio was being weird, and I am pretty sure it's working.
I think we fixed it. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I really hope so.
It's a shame, though, because the last two conversations we had, one being an hour and a half or whatever, was a great conversation.
We're just going to have to do it again.
And then I loved the second conversation, which was a bit shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do like to keep our conversations between 30 and 40 minutes to begin with, because I think that's the best viewing duration.
Yeah.
I guess you guys could comment down below if you like 30 to 40 minutes or longer or shorter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like shorter, you just don't have enough time to like really, get into the thick of talking.
Yeah.
And then like maybe, an hour and a half might be too long. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I know when I watch like podcasts, I kind of start to get lost.
Yeah. Well, I mean, aren't most podcasts like 50 minutes?
I mean, it depends. A lot of the ones I watch are like, an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
But I also really have to enjoy the person they're talking to.
Exactly. I usually only listen in if I am fond of the guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense, really.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the person, just don't listen to it.
Exactly, which is fine.
Yeah. Should we address the hate we've been getting on our new episode?
I feel like you guys should.
Yeah, we uploaded yesterday.
Well, because we're trying to upload every Sunday.
Yeah,
and so we've hit so far 2 Sundays, and our one of the first comments on it is just like, we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
they called Travis and Austin and Ollie. Nobody.
Oh, true. It was Ollie. Yeah.
And
that was a
believe me,
really good
I wanted
conversation.
I wanted to directly reach out to this person and have some words.
Yeah. Well, it was a really good conversation, and if
it was a
you
great
guys haven't
conversation.
watched it, you definitely should.
Like, that guy obviously did not watch the conversation.
I mean, the video cutting out is a little annoying, and that is our bad there.
That's
but the rest of the conversation's good.
Yeah.
Well, the video can go out and the audio's still good, but if the audio goes out,
then that's an actual problem.
Then that's a problem.
Yeah. That is true. Because I feel like technically you don't need the video to be able to watch a podcast.
No.
Exactly.
But I like
and some podcasts they'll have the audio and then just the visuals will just be like spliced up photos.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like montages,
I thought about putting a photo after that, but I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah.
And I think it's fine because, I don't know. I'm someone that when I'm most likely to watch a podcast, it's when I'm doing something. It's either like I'm cleaning, or I'm like taking a shower, or it's kind of a background thing that's on. So I feel like most people are like don't actually need the video.
Exactly.
We just put it on to.
For those who do.
Yeah.
And it's easy enough.
Because I know our video quality is not the best.
No.
It actually probably looks pretty well right now while we have the garage door open.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious to see.
It's a beautiful day outside.
It's a beautiful day outside actually here. Yeah. It's like we had a week of like rainy and bad weather.
Yeah.
And then we've had these 2 days where it's going to be like 80 degrees and nice. And then we're going to go back to like 8 days of rain.
Yeah, all the rain and stuff.
We'll enjoy it while we have
and like
it.
this is supposedly the last rainstorm that we're getting, and then it's going to be beautiful days like this.
Yeah.
And then it's summertime,
which is going to be even more glorious.
Yeah. That means you're one step closer to meeting Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
We talked about it slightly on the last episode.
I know. It's super real.
Are you excited?
I am, yeah.
You're about to buy the plane tickets, and then it's going to be real serious.
We're about to buy the plane tickets this week, which means it's real. Because right now I could easily call the hotel and say, hey, sorry,
we don't need that reservation.
Didn't work out. We don't need that reservation.
Or even sell
and
the
then
tickets.
and sell the tickets if it doesn't work out. But once we get the plane tickets, it's gonna be real.
Yeah. I mean, technically, you can still cancel those, but you shouldn't.
I'm not gonna cancel the plane.
I don't see why you would once you have everything booked.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a bit. It's exciting and daunting, and it's terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
For other reasons.
Well, is that going to be your first trip with just the two of you?
Well, Ollie and I, we've done trips, the two of us, before.
Yeah.
We flew to the first time we went to Disneyland, because we went to Disneyland twice in
Yeah, that's right.
2023, and I don't see a blinking red light.
I don't either.
You mother trucker.
Wow, Rhone caught that.
Interesting content. I wonder, because the last time I looked, it was blinking.
Yeah.
So, did it die?
And that's really annoying because
it really
now
is.
You know what I have to do, Austin? I'm going to have to line up the video twice.
Well, good luck to you.
There we go.
Oh,
All
wow.
right. It's back.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
Now I see a blinking red light.
Yeah, now I see it.
I really want to know what
Dang
happens
video.
to our GoPro. Why does it just decide to turn off?
It just decides to not want to work.
We just need
GoPro no pro.
GoPro no pro.
We just need a better.
We need a better
camera.
camera than a GoPro, probably.
Maybe you guys can make a GoFundMe.
No, once we start making money, we'll
Yeah.
There you go.
Just buy something.
one of these days. We're on the road to the 300 or the 3,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
That means everybody has to watch this video all the way through and
Please,
comment, and
Yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah.
If you haven't already.
Every comment helps.
It really does. Yeah.
Every comment,
I'm
every
surprised how many views these have been getting.
They are getting
I have
lots
a
of views,
theory
yeah.
that YouTube likes longer videos.
I think they do.
I think the
Yeah.
longer video you make, the more likely they are to recommend it to someone.
Yeah.
Because we've made a few longer videos, but most of our
But not with the same consistency.
most of our vlogs and stuff, they're not consistent.
Yeah.
And usually we only do 20 minutes
Yeah.
a video, and they're something dumb like a vlog or a box tour,
Mhm.
which I actually really enjoy doing. But
Yeah, I just hate editing those
They're
videos.
hard to
Well,
edit.
I recently did a on my personal YouTube channel. I did a movie review / unboxing because I got that super cool Captain America shield.
Yeah.
Which I had never done before, and that's actually a very popular thing. It's
Yeah.
very unfortunate that video only has 5 views, which makes me very sad.
Yeah. Have you considered making it as a short?
I think I might go through different aspects of my videos and then break them into shorts, because I do make regular shorts on a somewhat consistent basis.
Yeah.
And those get way more views.
Yeah. I just feel like if you edited that unboxing together into the short
Its own-
format, it
yeah.
would probably do really well.
Yeah, like going forward, if I order something that I know is going to be cool,
Yeah.
I'm going to do an unboxing.
Yeah. I feel like you order a lot of cool things.
I do, yeah. I mean,
You could do an unboxing on the those Funko Pops you wanted. or
I
something.
do, yeah. I could
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
See, and then you might be able to justify that purchase a little more.
Yeah, and that's promoting Funko, which Funko likes.
That's true.
And,
then you could get Funko to
I
sponsor
could
you, and
maybe
they could
get
send you
eventually,
pops.
Yeah, I
They
mean
could
that.
send you the
I mean,
free
I only
ones.
have 69 subscribers, so I highly doubt that for
well,
right now.
you got to think more long term.
Yeah,
Funko's probably going to be around for a while.
They're going to be around forever. They've
Oh,
been around
yeah.
since the
What-
90s.
Yeah, as long as people are making new movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, so to answer your initial question, we have done a trip before. We flew down to Disneyland. The first time when we went in August of 2023, it was just me and Ollie who flew, and then our other 2 friends who went, they drove, and they took all
Oh,
our
right,
stuff,
yeah.
which was actually
I remember
super
you
cool.
saying that.
And then, funny story coming back, my heart decided to kind of tap out, and
Yeah.
I had a mild heart episode while we were
Oh,
down
I
there
remember that.
in
yeah.
Anaheim.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't have health insurance, and the nurse that
Ooh.
I called a Kaiser down in that area. The nurse gave me a bunch of slacks.
What'd she tell you?
She was slacking. She was like,
Take some aspirin.
she was like, you
Yeah.
don't really have medical insurance, and you're just too far away from wherever your home provider is, whatever, blah 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 blah. There's nothing we can really do to help
So
you.
you're gonna die.
Basically,
Yeah.
the advice nurse was like, sorry,
giving some not good advice.
We cannot help you today. I am sorry, you are going to die. That's basically what she said.
Goodbye now.
Today you die.
Basically.
Goodbye.
And so...
Good night, Rhone.
And what sucked about this was our friends who were driving back with all of our stuff.
Oh, yeah, they already left.
They already left
Yeah.
to drive. They left early that morning. Like, they left like late that night, early that morning, whatever. And so, like, I woke up and I was feeling bad.
Yeah.
And I think I was starting to feel bad later that night before we were leaving.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't say anything about it because I just thought, oh, it was just,
Sleep it off.
Like, sleep it off. I'll be fine. Yeah, it was not
Did
fine.
not go away.
It did not go away. I was dealing with
So
really,
were you feeling
really,
like a chest pain?
I was dealing with chest palpitations and inconsistent
Like
heart rate. No.
Oh.
My heart rate was...
What's a palpitation?
I don't know the actual way to describe it. It's just pain. Lots
It's
of pain.
Okay.
Lots of physical pain. My
That
heart
sounds
rate
like it
was very
sucks.
inconsistent, and
yeah, that's not good.
I feel really bad for Ollie though.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep this in mind.
They had class the next day.
They had class at like school
Yeah.
in maybe 3-4 days,
Oh,
and not
okay.
only that, they were maybe I think 16, 17, like 16
Oh yeah.
at the time, and
Almost on their
like
loan now.
and see, here's the thing, they chose to stay. At one point,
Yeah.
Ollie's mom was like, "Oh, you should still," because we had a flight
right.
to come
yeah.
back. And at one point, I think Ollie's mom, or maybe it was my mom, somebody was like, "Ollie, you should just take the flight back."
That's
and then
crazy.
we'll
You
figure
Rhone
out
there.
how to get Rhone back.
He's
after.
just dying in his
Let's
hospital
let-
room.
Oh no,
hotel room.
I was in the
Yeah,
hotel room.
Hotel room.
And Ollie would put their foot down, was like, "No, I'm staying here with him. I'm going to take care of him."
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Ollie because
Yeah.
we ended up being stuck in Anaheim for an extra day and a half, 2 days. And eventually I called the hospital back. They're like, "Okay, well, you've been doing somewhat fine on your own."
Yeah. But they weren't at
And
any
then they're
point like
"Okay,
you should
well,
come in.
And then we were talking about the situation. And they're like, "Okay, you guys obviously have to get back to Sonoma County,
Yeah.
but you're not cleared to fly." They're like, "You are not allowed to fly. Don't."
What would have
even think
happened
about
if you went up in a plane?
That would have been just bad. I don't like
Yeah.
that would have been bad.
So you
And so they were like, find another way home. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, that's just dandy. So we ended up taking a lift. We took a lift to a train station.
You took a train back?
We took a train, a bus. No, I think we took 2 trains, 3 trains, 2 buses, something like that.
Wow.
And
how long? Did
it was
that
an
take?
it was an all day thing.
Yeah.
It was an all day thing because we were taking a train and / bus.
Yeah.
Like the final thing was a bus. Like we got dropped off in front of the Cottingtown Mall. That's where the bus.
Yeah,
dropped us off.
Yeah.
that
That's
makes
where
sense.
the.
But the bus was the final thing, and like we left relatively early in the morning. By the time we got back, it was 11:30, midnight.
That's
It
terrible.
took an
Crazy.
entire day.
That's
And
crazy.
keep in mind,
Terrible.
I was feeling a lot better. I could
Yeah.
actually walk, right?
Okay.
Because when things started happening, I could not walk straight. I could barely keep myself upright. Like when we were figuring out what was going on, Ollie was
Yeah.
making the phone calls to the parents, my mom and Ollie's mom, while we were at that McDonald's. That's there's that stretch next to Disneyland where there's
Yeah.
like all the hotels and the
Yeah,
McDonald's or whatever.
yeah.
We were at that McDonald's.
Okay.
I was not walking straight. I was slurring my words. I could barely I was kind of like laying on the table a little bit because I could barely keep myself upright.
Jeez.
Wow, that's serious.
It was a very bad thing, and since then I've seen proper medical help, and I also received, I believe, an apology from that nurse who kind of.
Oh,
They
really?
wrote you an apology?
They didn't write me an apology. When I called them, they asked me who spoke to you, and I was like, "Oh, I think it was so and so." And then they found her and
Wow.
made her apologize to me for her
Seriously?
On the phone?
like over the phone. And
Oh, wow.
it was so surreal, but it was like one of those things where she's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't put forth the proper effort." And
I mean, that is
get
kinda
you-
serious,
And
yeah.
get you proper medical help.
yeah.
Yeah. Because
And
that
I'm
could
like, it's fine. I'm not
been
mad. I
worse.
am not mad at all.
It
But
could have
Mhm.
been worse.
it could have been a lot worse, and
Yeah.
I could have died. I
Yeah.
felt it, and
At least it was at the happiest place on earth.
It was at the happiest place on earth.
If you were like
At one
If you
point,
felt like
at
it
one
was-
point, I was feeling a little bit better,
Yeah.
and so I was like, I got to get out of this hotel room, right? And so Ollie's like, all right, well, I think we should be mindful of how much walking you're doing because you still can't really walk
Yeah.
straight. And I was like, I know, but I got to get out of this hotel room. And so we didn't have tickets to go back into the park, right?
Yeah,
And
because it was a few days past.
it was
right?
like a few days. It was like a day past or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I want to go back there. I was like, if I'm
I
gonna
wanna go.
die, I'm gonna die in Disneyland, okay?
Dude,
And
just
so
make
always
it their problem.
and then always like, well, we don't have the tickets, and
Yeah.
I looked. I was moments away.
You were gonna purchase.
I was
more
gonna
tickets?
purchase another day pass just so I could get
Wow.
into Main Street on Disneyland
yeah.
in Disneyland, and because I probably would have gone on Pirates and probably would've
Keep
been
the microphone in front of your face.
I probably would have gone on Pirates and probably would have been fine, but
Yeah.
but no. So what?
Did you just go to downtown?
It then dawned on me, you don't need tickets to go to downtown Disney.
yeah,
Yeah,
just go to
So
downtown
I
Disney.
stopped myself from buying $500 some odd tickets for 2 people to get into Disneyland
For
for
$500?
That's
afternoon.
expensive.
Disneyland's expensive. I
For
mean,
one
Travis
day?
Travis
Yeah.
can look it up. Look it up.
I'm going back to my.
Yeah, because all the times we've been there, we've never actually
bit-
had to pay
It's
attention
a bit.
to how much the
it's
tickets
a bit
were.
pricey. Yeah. But anyways,
All right, let's
so
research.
That is
we
kinda
just went
crazy.
downtown Disney and we were chilling, and then after that I think we it's the funniest thing. At one point I was like, I need some food and I don't want to be in this hotel room anymore.
Yeah.
So we went to the IHOP, which is right across the street.
IHOP.
And have you guys had IHOP?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Especially when it's right across the street from Disneyland. It's a lot better.
Do they make Mickey pancakes
They
there?
do.
Wait, seriously?
I'm pretty sure
They make Mickey
I'm pretty sure they
pancakes?
make Mickey pancakes.
That's fun.
Do they have to get rights for that?
No, you just
No.
put 3 globs and then it's Mickey Mouse.
But
Come
it's
on.
still the mouse.
It's
I
just
could make
3
Mickey
circles.
pancakes in my
Yeah, but you're not
kitchen.
selling them. IHOP is selling them.
Okay,
Maybe
and
they're just-
they are right next to Disney.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm asking a question.
Okay, and they probably have contracts.
That's what I was asking. Holy crap.
Anyways,
Don't be so wordy with the guests,
Is
bro.
it go.com?
what?
He's hardly a guest. He lives with us.
And he's sitting on that side of the table, which means he's
That's
I'm the
true.
guest of the podcast.
Yeah.
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 He's
Anyways,
a very
Oh, I think
treasured
it is
guest.
this. Okay. You guys keep on talking. I'll-
anyways,
yeah.
so we were at that IHOP,
Yeah.
and the funniest thing was at one point, and this was the scary thing for Ollie was that I wasn't sleeping consistently. I was getting terrible sleep, and so what Ollie and I was constantly going in and out of health spasms or whatever. And so Ollie stayed up pretty much that entire time frame we were there, and they stayed up as long as they could to and they would there were times where I'd freak out, have an
Yeah.
anxiety attack while I'm having heart issues, and while we were at the hotel, they'd give me head rubs or they'd rub my back or
So
they'd relax me. They'd
Right.
help me relax.
A 1-day ticket is anywhere between $104 to $206.
Okay.
How does
that's a
it
little cheaper.
fluctuate so much?
I think if you plan on hopping,
Yeah,
Oh.
that makes sense.
but
so it could go all the way
I think the 500 was because we were there
$100
for a
more
few
to
days.
do Hopper.
what? It's more to hop parks.
Yeah,
I
It
guess
is.
that makes sense because it's both.
But
parks.
anyways,
Yeah,
so,
sorry, back to your story.
Yeah.
So Ollie would stay up and take care of me.
Yeah.
Which it's even crazier. And this still we've been together for going on 2 years in
crazy.
Next month
So was it
Wow.
pretty?
in April, and so we went in August. So that means we were April, May, June, July, 4 months.
Count
We
it
had
up.
been together for only 4 months.
and you
Wow.
went to Disneyland.
We went to Disneyland
Wow.
together. I
That's
was
crazy.
blown away that their parents let us go
after 4 months.
after only 4 months,
yeah.
with no parental supervision. I'm not
Yeah.
saying, oh, don't ever do that again. I'm saying, holy cow, I'm surprised they let us do that.
Yeah, that is kind of
And then they let us do it again in December, which I'm eternally grateful for because there's honestly the 2 trips are my favorite memories from 2023 besides my high school
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we were only 4 months together.
Yeah.
I honestly thought Ollie was going to leave me there. Like
Yeah.
I had no doubt that they loved me. I had no doubt that
Yeah.
they were my
Yeah.
person and that I loved them or whatever. I had no doubt
or
about that.
whatever. Yeah.
I had no doubt about that.
But
In that moment,
know.
though, I was like, always gonna go home and be safe,
yeah.
and then we'll figure me out later. That was what was going through my head.
Yeah, but if
And then the entire time that I was conscious or awake, I was like, "You're still here,"
That's fun, yeah.
and like, because every time I'd go to sleep, I thought I'd wake up with an empty hotel room. I thought I'd wake up to Ollie being gone, and then Ollie never left. And it just it amazes me that even though we were together for only 4 months,
Yeah.
Ollie actually did that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know,
For me.
not only what, you know, because you're in a relationship,
Yeah.
but that's a good friend, too.
It is like we were best friends
Mhm.
first before we got into a
Yeah.
relationship. But I will be honest, at one point there was a given moment where I accepted the idea that I would not make it home. There was
That's,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
like that. That's how bad it was.
That's
I was I was
Yeah.
at IHOP, almost breaking down, like, you know, getting emotional, and like kind of like trying to get myself to accept the fact that I was
Yeah.
probably gonna die
Ooh.
at that hotel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, we can't say that on YouTube.
we can't say die.
I don't
No.
know. It probably
Go
isn't gonna like
go
that.
kaplooey. Actually, no, that means explode.
Go
go-
night-night.
go night-night. At
Good
one
night,
point,
Rhone.
we were at IHOP, and
You thought it was night time?
I said this to Ollie. I was like, and this is paraphrasing, but I was like, what if I don't make it? Like, what's gonna happen to all my stuff? What's gonna
Jeez.
happen? Like, and the funniest thing is, we're sitting there at IHOP, and it's like
Yeah.
1 a.m.
Wow.
Right? Like, it was
I
late.
didn't know they were. Are
I
they
think
open
they're
all
open
the time?
They're open
24-hour
hours.
deal.
Wow.
Yeah. We
Huh.
were there like super late. Barely anyone was there.
Yeah.
I started writing a will in my phone in the Notes app.
Wow.
Like a list, and it's not even like an official will or anything. It was
No,
just
yeah.
a list of like, okay, who's getting all my Funko Pops? Who's
Uh-huh.
getting
Those
That's
are
my-
valuable
important stuff.
assets.
like? Because
Yeah.
I have 4. Like we redid my storage maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Looks great, by the way. Thank you guys for doing that. I
Yeah,
really
you're welcome.
no
appreciate
problem. You did a little cleaning on your
that.
own.
Yeah.
a little spring clean.
A little spring cleaning, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the grand total of Funko Pops that I have turns out to be 4 boxes. 4
It's
black
4
and yellow.
It's at least 4 boxes.
4 boxes
Yeah.
that you can get
Well,
from
it's
And
Lowe's.
you know, you
like-
have those like big ones and then the
Yeah.
little ones
Yeah.
too. But you know, it's about 4 boxes.
I have
You still
about 4
stuff at
boxes.
home.
Yeah.
So-
I have a lot of Funko Pops.
Yeah.
And just a lot of nerd memorabilia.
In general, yeah.
I think I have 4 Captain America shields.
I think you had 3.
No, I have 3. So I have Captain America shield from Brave New World, which I bought maybe a week after seeing the movie. Actually, no,
Yeah, if
I bought
that,
it
yeah.
after seeing the movie.
Yeah, basically immediately.
I bought it while I was in the car ride.
really
back.
on the way
Yeah,
back. Yeah.
on the
Oh,
way back.
yeah.
I was like, I want that shield. I'm buying it. And I was like, you know what? It's within the budget.
It was. Yeah.
Technically, if you don't
Technically.
eat any food.
Yeah.
It's
So
in the
it
budget.
just meant that I went a little hungry, but I had a Captain
You had
America
a shield.
which
Yeah.
was super cool.
Yeah.
So I have the one from Brave New World, and then I
Yeah.
have his broken shield from Endgame, which is sick, honestly.
Mm.
And then I have
Yeah.
his shield
that
from.
was an expensive one,
Wh-
probably.
I
right?
think it was a little bit more pricey, and then I have.
But that's
his,
something you just hang on the wall. And it looks
exactly. They're
cool.
things you hang on the wall.
Yeah.
And then I have his stealth shield from Winter Soldier
Oh
as
yeah.
well. So I have 3 shields.
And what's the helmet thing that you have? Is that the Iron Man helmet?
Yeah, so it's this Iron Man helmet thing from Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Basically, you know, at the start of the movie, it's his helmet from Infinity War that got all damaged in battle or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's basically this model that you can put on a stand.
That's
and
cool.
it was like $500.
Jesus.
It's super cool though.
But
And like it's huge. Like if I
Yeah.
were to put it on this table, the box would maybe come up to about here.
Oh,
It is a big
or
box,
More. It's
yeah.
a
Or
massive
More.
box.
It's a massive box. It's super cool. It's one of my favorite things.
We haven't actually seen it yet. It's just
It's
always
been in the box. I've actually never taken it out of the box. And
You've never taken it out
I've
of the
never
box?
taken it out of the box. And
Do you even know if it's in there?
well, actually, no, that's
Nah.
not true.
Can you
I
confirm
have,
or deny?
I have taken it out of the box once, but I put it back immediately after.
Oh, okay. Just to make sure it looked
Just
cool.
to make sure it was there and that it looked cool and
Yeah.
to see what. And I also thought I could wear it, which was
Oh.
one of the reasons why I bought it.
Oh.
It's not wearable.
It's not wearable. I tried putting it on and it does not fit my face. does not fit a human head.
Does it come off the stand?
Yeah, it can come off the stand.
Well, you also have a bigger human head than
Are you calling me big-headed?
you have a big head.
I do. Yeah.
Like a bit. You have a big head.
Yeah, I do. But
Like
no,
a
so-
regular size head, you have like a bigger one.
You have a
I
bigger
do.
than normal.
But no, so it is super cool, and
like if you're thinking about a normal size head, yours is
Mhm.
bigger than that.
funniest thing, I'm actually trying to sell stuff of mine on eBay because money,
Hey, no plugging on here.
and I'm not plugging.
No
I'm
plugging it.
making a joke.
Okay.
Oh.
We eventually determined that the Iron Man helmet is one of those things that I'm going to keep.
Yeah.
It's still,
Oh, yeah.
It's still one of my listings on eBay. I've constantly forgotten to remove it.
It's fine if you have it listed on eBay. I
Honestly,
don't
it's
think-
not
yeah.
going anywhere. I've sold one item on eBay. One item, and it was an Obi-Wan Kenobi Funko Pop.
And you
And
lost money on
and
it.
I ended up losing money.
I thought it was a Batman.
No,
it was Obi-Wan.
It was Obi-Wan?
It was the Walgreens Obi-Wan
Dude.
Funko
Yeah.
Pop that I sold.
R.I.P. Obi-Wan.
Yeah. No,
Hey,
I
someone
hope
out
the guy. I
there's
hope the
enjoying
guy
it.
in New York who bought that is really happy. I hope if
New
you're
York?
watching,
Yeah.
the guy was in
They
New
got him
York.
You
for
can
a
visit
steal.
him when you go to New York.
I could, yeah. I'd be like, yo,
Steal
Go
it
buy
back.
your
hit me
pop
up.
back.
Yeah, hit me up.
Yeah.
But just pay me directly because I didn't get any money from that purchase.
No.
You lost money.
I did, yeah. I
Like
lost
40 cents or
I lost
something,
40
20
cents. Yeah, and I don't
Stupid
know.
eBay.
Yeah,
I don't.
know.
Yeah, we don't know how that works.
But anyways, yeah.
Facebook Marketplace is more cut and dry. You just get
Yeah.
stuff.
But
give
no,
money and
so
receive stuff.
Ollie and I have done that one Disneyland
Yeah.
trip was the first one was the big, like those two were the biggest trips that we've done. Like that's the farthest we've gone together
Yeah.
away from home. The second time we went to Disneyland, we went with a group of friends and they flew with us, and they
Okay.
flew there and back with us.
Okay.
And so this will be our first time flying far, far away.
Across the whole United
We're going
States.
across
Yeah.
the whole United States.
Multiple hours. Well, the flight to Disneyland's like an hour and a half, maybe
Yeah.
like 40 minutes.
If
Yeah.
that, if
Yeah,
like
I think
a
it's like
little,
40
it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I could.
So now you're going like what, 8 hours?
I could
or
watch
more?
Titanic twice.
Yeah,
within the
you
time
probably
frame
could.
that although I wouldn't.
Let's
watch
see how
Titanic.
long a flight to.
It's
well, there's
a
also a
decent
connecting.
amount of
There's a
hours.
connecting flight. It's like 6 hours, I think, right?
Probably.
It depends on your connection, I
Yeah.
think, but it's like
Because we,
six,
I thought,
7,
I
8
thought, I
hours
thought
to
there'd
get
be a
there.
connection in Chicago.
I think you connect in. Oh, is it Chicago?
Chicago.
Yeah, there's a few options. Yeah, it's
I think there's
it's
I
like
think-
midway
I
or
vaguely
something.
recall
Oh, sorry.
the time frames of 6 hours and 9 hours.
How's
Just
the
from
flight?
San Francisco. It says 5.5
Like
hours.
6 hours. Oh yeah, 5.5. 5.
Yeah, so it's like 6
5.
hours, and depending on your
Depends
layover,
on the connection. Yeah.
if you're doing direct, it's like I guess 5.5 to 6
Exactly.
hours.
It
Yeah.
says from SF there's 34 non-stop flights. Oh, but we wanted a cheaper
A
one.
want a
nonstop
cheaper
flight
one.
would be because then you have to pay for that's just one way nonstop,
Yeah.
right?
No.
but it's only $331 for
Mhm.
non-stop.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I don't know what airline that is.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit.
Yeah. something like
Spirit.
that. But yeah,
dude.
no. So this will be the biggest trip that we've done.
And you
That's
get to meet
cool.
Hugh.
And we get to meet Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
So I mean, I am
That's pretty cool.
stoked about that. But I'm actually already thinking about what questions I'm going to ask him. But
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
yeah,
I wouldn't spoil them. He might watch this.
Yeah, no, I want it to be. Anyways, so we, this will be the furthest we've flown away from home together, just the
Yeah.
two of us.
Yeah.
Ollie has more airport experience than I do. But I mean, like, I'm super excited about the trip, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I am terrified.
You're a little nervous.
I am a little nervous. Yeah. Just it's New York. I mean, what if aliens
Yeah.
come through the sky? Like, will the Avengers be there to save us? That's what's going through my brain.
You'll be fine. Yeah. You're gonna
maybe
literally
I'll run into Spider-Man.
maybe or Batman.
Maybe.
Batman's in Gotham,
So
Which is based off of.
New
Isn't it-
York, and Chicago.
There you go.
So
you're kind of
You'll
close to
technically
both.
be in both.
maybe
If you connect in Chicago too, you could, depending on how long it is, you could go explore a little bit.
we could, yeah.
Well,
That
you
is
can't
possible.
really, because if you leave, then
Yeah,
you have
it's
to go
just
back
that-
through
well,
security.
Well, it depends
Yeah.
on how long the connection is.
If it's a day-long connection, then yeah.
I mean,
sure.
I don't recommend
But
leaving.
I don't
but if
recommend
it's
doing a
if it's
day-long
over 4 hours,
Right. Exactly.
I
I'm
mean,
not
yeah,
gonna
I
sit.
guess.
I'd probably just sit in a chair and watch a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you guys would be known to miss your connection, I'm sure.
With my luck, we probably would.
I'm pretty sure the airport recommends
We'd have to
you
take
don't
a- we'd
leave
have to
too.
take a
Yeah, and
cab.
it's like a pain in the butt to leave and then come back.
Yeah.
Well, you just go back through security, like you said.
Yeah,
But if you have a ticket, you can get through.
true.
Do planes?
But yeah, no, I'm
fly
super
over
super
the
excited,
ocean?
and it'll be my first time going to New York. Super stoked.
I'm
about
kind of
that.
jealous. I've never been to New York.
I thought you guys were going,
Oh, well,
or was that total cap?
I never cap to you.
Really?
I'll be there.
You'll be there,
Yes. Well, we can't talk about it.
but we are.
No, but I want to say why, but we can't talk about it because there's someone that's gonna watch this.
Right.
So we should just stop.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. What are you doing, bro?
Because then that
Well,
person's
sus.
gonna come to you and be like, "What are you talking about?"
I'll be like, I'm talking about your mom, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
your mom's going to New York.
We make those crazy kinds of jokes here.
I swear I can't get a straight answer out of these guys. I ask them what are you guys doing? They'll text back, your mom, and I'm like, why?
It's only when you ask stupid stuff.
I never ask stupid
No,
stuff.
because sometimes it's like, of course I'm doing something. I don't know.
But you guys
I
don't
don't know
tell
how to
me what that
explain it.
something is.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
though, Austin? It's like I only use that when it's like,
Well, I wouldn't say stupid stuff. It's just not the
Maybe-
most constructive questions.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We should shift it back because we can argue after this.
We can argue. Yeah,
we don't
it's
need
the
to waste
funniest
our
thing.
valuable
we,
time
we,
on
we
here.
argue. We bicker like siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just have him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really scared. I hope it's still recording properly.
How-
what's
why
it
would it
How does it
change?
sound through the headphones?
It sounds great through the headphones, but every time that I messed up, it sounded great through the headphones.
That's crazy. So you're telling me that you could still hear Rhone and everything through the
So what do you guys want to talk about?
I don't know.
I think it's
This
still
is your
going.
podcast.
What's
Yeah,
your
it's still
what's your,
going
what's your
through
favorite
this.
movie?
Favorite movie? I have a few.
What's your favorite movie that came out in 2024?
2024.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're not that far into 25.
We aren't. No.
So-
I'd say my favorite movie that came out in 2024. I have two.
Well,
You
you
have
need
two.
one.
Give me animated and live action.
Animated. Okay. I don't. Recall.
You don't have an animated on you right now?
No, I do. I remember I saw Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
Kafu Fire 4.
Kung Fu
What about
Panda
Wild
4.
Robot?
I saw that.
It's the
Actually,
robot movie.
The Wild Robot. I saw. I did not see that in theaters.
Oh, you didn't watch?
Actually, no. I did.
But you love that movie.
I love that movie.
Is that your favorite animated?
The Wild Robot is probably DreamWorks' second best animated movie.
Really?
Yes.
Like of all time?
That's
Yes.
crazy. I think we need to.
I cried. I've seen it
wow.
3 times.
Three
yeah,
times?
now that I remember, I have seen it in theaters. The first time I saw it, I wasn't in theaters, but I've seen it 3 times.
Wait, so you watched it not in the theater and then in the theater and then
Correct.
how does that work?
So I was staying at a friend's house for a little bit before
Yeah.
I moved in with you guys. I was staying at a friend's house.
Okay.
Thank you again to that friend who let me stay with them for.
You know who you
2
are.
weeks.
Yeah.
You know who you are. And they were like, Rhone, you got to watch this movie. It's so good. It's on Peacock or whatever it was on. So we watched it, and then I cried like a baby.
I'm sure.
Of course you did.
It's honestly one of the most emotional movies that I've
That's
seen
crazy.
in a while.
What?
And then the movie continued to make so much money at the box office in the theaters. It was performing so well. Theaters let it stay.
I remember it was
They let
in
it
for a
stay
long
longer,
time.
and then they brought it back at one point.
They brought it
Really?
back.
Yeah, they brought it
Wow.
back at one point, and I was gonna take you guys, and then I
Yeah.
got caught up with
Yeah.
work, so I
I've
couldn't
never
do that.
seen it.
Yeah, we
it-
never watched
It is really good. You guys will cry. The
It's called The-
music is
The
so.
Wild-
The music
Wild
is
Robot.
so good.
Yeah, didn't it get nominations?
I think it
for
got
its score and
nominations, yeah.
stuff?
I
don't
mean,
know
if
if
you
it
go
won
through my
anything.
Instagram, I ranked every movie that I saw last.
I do
year.
remember that, yeah.
Let's go through that list.
The Wild
actually.
Robot. Oh, it's still on Peacock.
It is on Peacock, yeah.
But-
Let's just go through my
Yeah, it
list.
was nominated for 3 Oscars.
Let's see.
Yeah, nominated for 3 Oscars.
So
It made. Do you want to guess how much it made in the box office?
That's crazy.
is it in the million or billion range?
It's in the millions.
millions. Okay, 7.
You're
no, 8.
You're too high.
too high?
You're
okay.
too high.
5 million.
333.7 million.
Wow, I'm
It's
shocked.
an animated film. That's a lot
is
of money.
Okay, so
Over
here's my
$300 million
ranking of the movies I
crazy.
saw.
What was the budget for that movie?
I don't know. I have to look that up.
So here's the ranking of the movies I saw last year. I'm not going to read my whole ranking because that'll take way too long.
Do top 5.
Wicked, I give a 10 out of 10.
Oh wow.
That was actually really good. That surprised me. I did not expect that. I didn't think I'd
You
like
didn't
it.
like
Are
the
you
color
are you a
grading.
fan of musicals?
I am.
Just in general?
The
you
Greatest Showman is my favorite.
Are? Oh well, The Greatest Showman's really good.
The Greatest Showman is
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
greatest.
But that's
musical.
that's a thing too. Before the film, because you are like more tapped into the reaction, like
Yeah, I was
the
more tapped
before
into the
film comes out.
reactions.
And so Rhone
for that
comes to
movie.
us and he's like, I hear the color grading's not good.
That's what I heard.
But I watched it
And
I
you
was
were like, it's really
It
good.
seemed
And
like
I
a
was
very colorful,
They liked
like-
it, and that's the only reason why. And then Ollie wanted to go see it, of course, because
Yeah.
they love musicals way
Yeah.
more than I do.
well, of course, Ollie's seen it actually.
They've seen the
at
actual
the
show.
Broadway show.
They've seen the Broadway show.
Yeah.
I think they've seen it twice.
jealous.
But no, so Wicked
I thought it was.
blew my expectations
I thought
out
it
of the
was-
water.
I thought
I
it was
give that a
good.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I saw Wonka last year.
Oh, that came out last year.
Did
Yeah.
you like Wonka?
Yeah.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I think
Mhm.
Timothy Chalamet did good. I liked his version of
Yeah.
one of the songs in the movie. Let's see.
I never saw Wonka.
That's crazy.
One of the movies I liked the least was Mean Girls. I did not like Mean Girls, which came
Mean
out
Girls.
January 12th last year. I did not like that one that
I've
much.
never even seen Mean
I gave it a
Girls.
5 out of 10. The original's way
Wow.
better. Madam Web, 4 out of 10. Madam Web sucked.
Really?
Yeah, Ollie said the same thing. They said that they wished they didn't count
I,
that
honestly,
for a Marvel movie.
I have been going to movies and theaters since Iron Man came out opening night in 2008. I was not even 4 years old, and every time I've gone to a movie theater, I have thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Madam Web was the first and only time I did
Mhm.
not enjoy my movie theater
So
experience.
this says Madam Web is officially the worst performing Spider-Man related film in history.
Yes.
It only made 17.6 million
Yep.
in
no,
the
it
domestic
sucked.
box office.
And it's on
opening
Netflix.
weekend.
I tried rewatching it on Netflix. I can't even get into the first 5 minutes. The acting is so bad. My ranking of Kung Fu Panda 4, which was probably my second favorite animated movie that I saw
Wait,
of the
Sydney
year.
Sweeney was in Madam Web.
Yes, she was. For Kung Fu Panda 4, I give it
They
a
had some
7.
big
I
names in
gave
there,
it a 7.
too.
What'd you give?
Kung Fu Panda 4, I gave a 7.
Okay. What's one of your low movies?
Oh,
What's another
Madam
low
Web.
movie? Well, another
oh
one.
no, you want to know something?
What's the lowest?
What's the
The
lowest you
lowest?
got?
Give me a second.
Give me the worst rated movie.
The worst rated movie: Megamind versus the Doom Society.
Oh, I remember you talking about this.
Yeah.
This movie
I remember you talking about that.
is a 0 out of 10 for me. I hated this movie.
You don't like Megamind?
Oh no, I love the original Megamind. This movie sucked.
You didn't like it.
No, it was terrible.
Megamind versus the Doom.
What didn't you like about
Cyanide
it?
or whatever the hell?
First of all, they didn't bring back any of the original cast.
Really?
Will
Wow.
Ferrell played Megamind in the original movie. They did not bring him back for
That's
the
crazy.
sequel. They recasted everyone. The animation was way worse.
So they recasted everyone.
Here's what I'll say. This tells you that the studio did not believe in their own film. They didn't release it in theaters
wow.
They
because
didn't?
they didn't. They knew it was going to perform bad, so they just did an
Wow.
instant release on Peacock.
Well,
That's
just so
crazy.
you know, Rhone, you weren't alone in thinking this. You want to guess how much it got on Rotten Tomatoes? What the percentage was on Rotten Tomatoes? You can't look at it. Did
0.
you already see it?
No.
It has to be maybe a 1.
9%.
A 9%.
And that's
on
maybe
Rotten
like
Tomatoes.
the kids who probably saw it for the first time
Yeah.
who like maybe like that silly kind of
On IMDb, it got a 2.5 out of 10.
Mhm.
I'm surprised it even got that
Google
much.
users rated it 39%, which seems kind of high.
So my favorite
Well,
animated
maybe not a lot of Google users
my
rated it.
favorite animated
I guess
movie
that's true.
of
Yeah.
the year
It'd
was
be Robot, right?
The Wild Robot. That's
Yeah.
my favorite animated movie of the year.
Okay.
Probably followed by either Inside Out 2 or Kung Fu Panda 4.
I heard a lot of good things about
Inside Out 2 was Inside Out 2 was really
we never
good.
got to see that
I
one.
enjoyed the Garfield movie. But
okay.
I'd say my favorite movie of 2024 was
Yeah.
either
Favorite live action.
favorite live action movie was either The Fall Guy.
That was a
Or-
2024 film?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
That's crazy.
Or Deadpool and Wolverine.
There were some stacked live action films.
There were, yeah. We got a lot.
There was
of
a
good
lot of
ones.
good
I
stuff.
didn't realize Fall Guy was so brand new.
When did it
I'm-
come
I'm-
out? Beginning of the year? Oh, May.
Fall Guy
Oh,
Guy
May.
came out back in like May.
So more towards the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that's why I forgot.
yeah, no, and you guys didn't see it.
I don't know
till
why we
relatively
never
recently.
saw that.
I didn't see it in
I don't know why
theaters.
we never saw that in the theater,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well,
Yeah.
because I wasn't in your life at the time. That's
Yeah,
That's
well-
true.
Well, no, we watched movies before you,
why.
Roan.
Just not as consistent.
No, but Rome
Not
was
as
like
consistent. No.
Rhone has been like singing this one from the treetops ever since it came out.
Well, and we watched it, and yeah, it's a great movie.
It is a great movie, and
Yeah.
I love, like, me as a student filmmaker. I love that it's an action film
Yeah.
about people making movies.
And I
Yeah.
think it's just fun.
Yeah.
It is
It's-
fun.
It's just
and
one
the
of those
music
fun
is
films.
great,
Yeah.
and Ryan Gosling. Like, Ollie, I love you.
Yeah.
Okay? I love
Mhm.
you, Ollie. But
Ryan Gosling.
Like that shot, for those of you who haven't, seen the movie,
Yeah.
spoilers, I guess. I don't know. It's been almost a year.
Major spoilers.
There's a scene where there's an explosion, and Ryan Gosling's character, Colt Seavers, is hiding in some water, right? He's hiding underwater, and then eventually he comes out of the water, and that scene where he comes out of the water, and right at the same time, simultaneously, they start playing the song "I Was Made for Loving You, Baby" at
Yeah.
the same time. It is an epic scene, and oh my god, I just it's Ryan Gosling.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. And then Deadpool and Wolverine was Hugh Jackman,
Yeah.
and it's Hugh Jackman. You don't need to say more.
Not really.
God, I had a good question and now I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Well, what was it about?
Probably the movie.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Oh God. Can't remember.
But yeah, Fall Guy is by far my
So
most,
your favorite live action's Fall Guy?
my
for the
favorite.
year?
Yeah, and honestly,
animation's
it was
Wild
really
Robot.
it was honestly a really good movie, and unfortunately,
Yeah.
because of the timing of when it came out, it didn't perform as well.
I feel like timing's like
Timing is
huge.
huge. It was actually supposed to come out after a Marvel movie. I believe it was supposed to come out after Deadpool and Wolverine, but Deadpool and Wolverine got pushed back last minute to June or July.
Oh,
whenever it came out.
yeah.
And so if Deadpool and Wolverine had come out beforehand, Fall Guy or whatever Marvel movie came out before Fall Guy,
Yeah.
or after Fall Guy, if it had come out before Fall Guy would have made infinitely more money because Marvel movies draw, as much as Marvel is not doing as good right now.
I feel like
people
Marvel's
still-
kind of fallen, right?
They draw a lot of people in.
They do
still.
draw a lot of people in still.
Yeah.
And you say what you will about their new stuff, it's still pretty good. I've thoroughly enjoyed almost everything.
yeah.
Like, I'll be one of Captain America: Brave New World's defenders. I mean, I don't like that it didn't do the Marvel Studios intro in the beginning. That
was kind of
That
weird.
did kind of suck.
that
Like, what the hell
sucked.
is
I
up
didn't
with that?
like that part, and I think the editing could have been a lot better for some scenes, and then just some dialogue could have been a little bit better. But for what it is, it's really good, and I think the acting was great.
Yeah.
Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I love that they're bringing in a new character into the MCU, being Sabra. I thought Sabra was a great character and a great addition to the story.
Yeah.
And I actually wish that they kept more of her scenes that were initially deleted from the final cut of the film.
How do you know it was deleted?
Yeah, it's been stated.
Oh,
They did a
yeah.
whole overhaul of the film. They deleted a lot of stuff. There was a W.E. star who was originally in the movie, and then he got cut.
Huh.
There was a lot of things that got pulled and cut
Huh.
and reworked. But ultimately, what it is, I will defend it
yeah.
because I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the music is good, too, in some parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the music's always good.
Yeah,
in
the
a Marvel
music's
film.
almost always good.
I mean, it's Marvel.
It's
Exactly.
Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you figuring out your
my
question yet?
documentary,
No,
though.
I'm not.
I mean, last
Oh.
year,
You have a documentary?
from last year, yeah, the John Williams music by
Oh,
John
that
Williams.
yeah.
documentary.
By
Yeah.
That
By far,
was-
I mean.
I don't like documentaries. I do not.
Yeah, but you guys got to go see the John Williams
But you got to go
documentary.
see the John Williams. It is So good. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It made we've watched it 3 times now?
Probably twice.
Twice? I
2
think.
times.
Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah.
Each time I got emotional. Like
Yeah.
it gets you emotional.
Yeah.
It's just a great
It hit
documentary.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I know. Perfect certified.
Mm-hmm. Which is
Well,
hard
I think
to get.
Certified
I think
fresh.
at 80% you can get certified fresh.
Yeah, I
right?
think
Really?
you can, yeah.
Is it 80 and up?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a great.
Yeah. No, so that's my statement on movies for last year.
That's cool.
Oh, Steven Spielberg was a producer in the documentary.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not either.
That's funny.
I mean, when are Steven Spielberg and John Williams not working
I
together?
feel like I wasn't aware that John Williams still did like live performances.
Live shows, yeah. no.
Yeah.
Yeah, like conducting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
the tickets
he'll
are
conduct a show from
expensive.
his
His shows are very expensive.
They are very expensive.
Yeah. Because it's.
But I
you
mean,
know,
you
for
got
John
John
Williams.
You got to sell your kidneys to go to one of his shows.
I feel like you would.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't?
I'd sell my heart. I don't think anyone
No,
wants.
yeah.
I don't think anyone would take
Ron,
my
your
heart.
heart, your heart ain't worth.
I think you kind of need that.
I
though.
kinda-
Yeah.
I mean, his isn't worth a whole lot.
Yeah, mine isn't worth.
Does
I mean,
it
it's
say
a lot
like
better
how many
now, but-
times it was viewed or whatever? Or
What do you want me to? You want me to look at how many people have watched it?
I don't know. Just like, I mean, it's on Disney Plus, so it wasn't like a. Any
You know,
sort of
I saw
theatrical
something that
release,
Disney
but-
Plus loses like a ton of money.
Yeah,
Like streaming services don't do well.
they're not doing as well.
We
yeah.
were talking in the Ollie podcast. Oh, I was just about to say that's not blinking, but it is.
It is.
In the Ollie podcast, we were talking about kind of how, well, you watched it, but how like watching a movie in a theater is better than a
It
streaming
is.
service.
No,
Yeah.
it infinitely
And we
is.
all agreed it was, but I
Yeah.
think the general public also agrees.
Yeah, I mean,
Because,
well,
like-
for me, Iron Man came out 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came out May 3rd. I think you can
Yeah.
spot check me on this. I believe it came out May 3rd. That was a Friday, and I was 3 years old, and like I was a mere 2.5, 3 weeks away from turning 4, and at the time my memory was non-existent at all,
Mhm.
with the exception of the fact that was just shown Toy Story maybe a week or two prior to this, and which I watched at my grandparents' house in their living room, which was super
Yeah.
cool because it's Toy Story, which I think is why I remember it, is because it's Toy Story,
I mean, it's Toy Story.
which is now celebrating 30 years this year,
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
which is insane.
That is crazy.
And it still holds up.
Oh yeah.
But I remember going to the theater,
Mm.
and I don't remember how we got there per se. Like I know we got there, and I vaguely have an idea as to how we got there, but I don't remember that specific aspect.
Mhm.
But in the theater moment, when the Marvel Studios logo at the time back in 2008,
Yeah.
Was it different?
it was different. Yeah.
Well, I guess they always kind of
the logos
update it.
evolved over the years.
Yeah.
But when that started, everyone started cheering.
Yeah.
And then I remember the I Am Iron Man moment at the end of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Everyone stood up and started cheering. And it was so loud.
Yeah.
And I was cheering. I was screaming with them.
Mm.
And it was so cool. I wouldn't recommend taking a 4-year-old to see a PG-13 movie.
Well, might
But
have been
you know
some
what? I think
parental misjudgment.
Yeah, maybe
there,
some
but-
parental misjudgment, but eventually he came up with some ground rules because there was swearing in those movies, and I think Tim, it's his. He's the reason why I never really swore, is because my dad said you can't. If
Only
I
in the
catch-
movies.
No, he was like, if I the deal after we saw that movie
Yeah.
Mhm.
was and I think we had this talk after one of the next ones once I was a little older.
Mhm.
I think it was after Captain America: The First Avenger or Thor. He was like, "All right, so Rhone, you may notice that there is adult language used in these movies, and I'm gonna make a deal with you because
Yeah.
I know you like seeing these movies and I like seeing them with you. If I catch you saying one of those words, no more.
Mhm.
Then
That's pretty
that'll be it."
persuasive.
And so I never swore.
Yeah.
Because I loved seeing those movies. My first swear word occurred 2017,
Wow.
and it was after his passing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he didn't.
He has no idea.
I mean, he may be watching from wherever he is.
Maybe.
But no, he can't really stop me from watching Marvel movies anymore. But no, like I held up to my end of the bargain,
wow.
and my first swear word wasn't even a bad one.
Yeah.
I think it was crap.
Oh.
I know, right?
That doesn't even count.
We were doing the
Crap.
we were doing the Grand Pacer test back in middle school at Hillcrest Middle School in
fitness
Sebastopol.
Grand Pacer
My
test.
favorite part of PE, by the way, it was my favorite
You
part.
liked the
I
fitness?
loved the Grand Pacer
Are
test.
you
That is a
serious?
day
If
that
peop- if
everybody dreads.
Yes, I loved it to the
Oh
point
my
where
God.
I would ask, like, they do it in groups. I'd ask to be a part of group 2 and 3.
Wow.
Yes, I also held the record.
That's a hot take.
I held the record.
I think a lot of people.
At one point, I collapsed because I ran so many laps. At
Yeah.
one point, like I was the kid that'd be the last kid standing with one other kid.
Wow. I hate.
Where like everyone else
I
taps out at like
hated
40,
the
maybe
fitness Grand
like
Pacer
40,
test.
maybe 50.
Yeah.
We're tapping out at like 70, 80
Wow.
laps,
Like
going back and
everybody-
forth across the gym.
Everybody dreads that.
Oh yeah, no, I loved that.
I
hated
That and
that.
capture the flag, and then running around
Oh
the
my
parking
God.
lot.
Well,
But like
Yeah.
the fitness Grand Pacer, you had to do like push-ups and like
No.
sit-ups and.
No, that was just the running.
So you only liked the running part?
We didn't do.
You didn't do the full test?
We only did the running part. Well, we would do
You don't know, like, the whole-
we would do the other parts as well. But you also got to keep in mind my stepfather was a very much is a very much macho man,
Yeah.
and I think he his methods were to maybe make me into the same and discipline me whenever I'd screw up. And one of my consequences was to do push-ups.
Oh wow.
And so I got to a point where
Were
I
you-
think
you were
I was-
good at push-ups?
I was phenomenal at push-ups.
Yeah.
There was a time where my PE teacher used me as the example, like where
Wow.
during COVID, I'd stay on and do push-ups with maybe him and 3 other people, and then he'd say to the class
On
during
the Zoom or
on
whatever?
the Zoom, yeah. Like the next day, he'd be like, guys, you should look to Rhone for push-ups.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
he has
Look
great
at
form.
him do it.
At one point, I could do 61 to 62 push-ups in a minute.
Really?
Yeah. No, I had really good form, like military
Wow.
form. And, I could
You've kind of
do-
lost that?
I've lost it a little bit, unfortunately.
I can do
Um,
like a push-up, maybe.
Hey, push up.
I need to work on my upper
I can
body
do
strength.
20. I can do
Yeah.
20, and then I'm
20,
starting to
yeah.
feel a little winded. So
Yeah.
not like I used to be.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
but no, so anyways, we were running the Grand Pacer test, and
Yeah.
the gyms are always usually padded with like pads or whatever.
Mhm.
I didn't stop at the line because I had so much momentum going. I kept running, and
Mhm.
eventually the wall, a immovable object
Yeah.
met with a
Yeah.
moving object. That moving object came to a complete halt. I jammed my finger and I said crap.
That's
Honestly,
crazy.
I think the kid's reaction next to me, who swore all the time, his reaction and everyone's reaction to me swearing was hilarious. The kid next to me was like, "Oh my gosh, Rhone just swore!"
Yeah.
Like Rhone just swore a bad. Like,
Did
said a
everyone
bad word.
know that like you don't really do that?
Everyone knew that I did not. Like I was the goody two shoes Boy Scout
Yeah.
who didn't swear, who was always respectful, always thoughtful, always nice. Never swore, never said anything bad.
And then you just pull out
and
the
then
crap.
I said crap, and everyone was like, "Oh my!" Like legit, the whole like gym, like everyone was like, "Holy shit!" Sorry, boo boo.
Whoa.
What the deuce?
What did you say?
Wow.
But, yeah, no, it was interesting, but yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Rhone.
yeah.
I think we have to end here.
How long have we been going?
This is 54 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow,
You
feels
have,
like 5.
You have the record. It does.
It does.
It
feel like
does,
5.
doesn't it?
When we talk, it feels
Yeah.
like it's only.
Yeah,
5.
it is. Yeah.
I was gonna say, do I have to go to work now?
No, you're not
Not
that
yet.
close.
Pretty
I
soon.
I got time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We'll have you definitely some other time. We
Yeah.
told Ollie this, but I'll tell you the same thing. Once you meet Hugh, you have
Mhm.
to come back.
Oh, I'm gonna bring him.
Okay? You're going to bring him.
I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to bring him. Yeah.
And a carry
He'll be sitting right there.
Oh yeah, he'll be sitting right here.
Yep.
If we're still filming the podcast in your garage, your grandparents' garage,
Where else would we go?
your mom's house.
Well,
Oh wow.
this
Okay.
is
We did try to do
very
one there, but
elementary.
that's one of
yeah,
our
that was the
one of the failed
some odd.
ones.
that was one of our failed ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a good conversation though.
it was, but nobody will ever know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
thanks for coming. If you guys made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment. It really does help. We are on the road to
you're the real ones.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are the real ones. We're on the road to hopefully
Getting
that
paid.
3,000 watch hours. Yeah, getting paid. We want to get paid.
Getting money.
And then we can buy more stuff for the podcast.
Exactly, and then just continue to make it better for you guys.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rhone.
Yep.
Austin, you have to go to the camera.
Hasta la vista.
I don't cut these, so you got to cut.
Yeah, you gotta cut it. Austin.
Okay.
I got it. Don't worry.
All right.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know when you
Yeah.
do that. I'll do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye,
Bye.
Rhone.